Imagine this, it is 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. You are lying on the couch and your dog is doing that thing again. Lick, 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 lick. Stiff when they stand up. Sneezing 3 times in a row. After their morning walk. Eating grass in the backyard like they are on a mission to vomit on your favourite rug. And you have just spent $214 at the vet on a bag of prescription food that smells like cardboard, plus another $89 on a joint chew that your dog clearly thinks is a flavoured rock. I know exactly how exhausting it is to feel like you are failing your dog. And I know how confusing it is when you walk past the produce section at the grocery store and wonder if any of that stuff is actually safe for them, or secretly going to land you in the emergency room at 2 a.m. But what if I told you that your refrigerator, your fruit bowl, and your spice rack already contain at least 16 powerful human foods that can quietly rebuild your dog's gut, soothe their angry skin, lubricate their cracking joints, calm their anxiety, brighten their coat, and even give them a stronger immune system? What if I told you that for most of the chronic problems dog owners ask me about, the kitchen already holds the answer, and the answer costs less than a cup of coffee? If you saw the thumbnail of this video, you saw the promise. Today, I am going to walk you through 16 specific human foods that fix almost everything in dogs, exactly how much to give, exactly how to serve them, and the one deadly warning label you must scan for on every single package before it ever touches your dog's bowl. No exotic supplements, no $80 bottles, just real, whole, affordable food. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Logan Wells, your neighbourhood veterinarian, and welcome back to the channel. In my clinic, when a dog comes in for itchy skin, stiff joints, chronic ear infections, hot spots, anxiety or digestive upset, the very first place I look is the bowl. Not the pharmacy, the bowl. Because nutrition is the foundation. You can layer every medicine and lotion on top of a crumbling foundation, and it will never hold. So today, we are doing a complete masterclass on the 16 human foods that I personally use, rotate, and recommend in my own practice to fix almost everything in dogs, from the inside out. Now before we dive in, I want you to grab a notebook. I am going to break this into 4 stacked categories. 1. Foods for skin and coat. 2. Foods for gut and digestion. 3. Foods for joints and inflammation. And 4. Foods for anxiety, immunity, and cognitive health. Then I'm going to give you my simple rotation formula at the end so you do not overfeed any one food and accidentally give your dog a stomachache. Let's get into number 1. Number 1, blueberries for the brain and the immune system. This tiny blueberry is one of the most studied antioxidant foods on the planet. Inside each blueberry is a class of flavonoids that actually cross the blood-brain barrier. In older dogs, this has been shown to slow age-related cognitive decline. It is the dog equivalent of a memory sharpener. Vitamin C, vitamin K, manganese, and fibre all live inside this little orb. For a small dog, 5 to 6 berries a day. For a medium dog, up to 10. For a large dog, a small handful. Wash them, serve them frozen as a crunchy summer treat, or mash them into their dinner. Your dog will not even know they are eating medicine. Number 2, cooked salmon for the skin, the coat, and the joints. Salmon is one of nature's richest sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically EPA and DHA. These are the exact fats that build a glossy coat, calm inflamed skin, reduce hot spots, and physically lubricate the synovial fluid inside their joints. But here is the critical veterinarian's warning. Never, ever feed raw salmon. Raw Pacific salmon carries a parasite called Nerickettsia helminthica, and the disease it causes, salmon poisoning disease, can kill a dog within 2 weeks. Always cook salmon thoroughly. Bake it, poach it, or pan-sear it plain with absolutely no oil, no salt, no garlic, no onion, and no butter. Remove every single bone. A cooked salmon bone becomes a sharp splinter the second your dog bites down on it. 2 to 3 ounces of flaked, boneless, cooked salmon twice a week is a beautifully therapeutic dose for almost any dog. Number 3, plain canned pumpkin puree for diarrhea and constipation. Yes, the exact same food fixes both problems, and here is why. Pumpkin is roughly 80% water and loaded with soluble fibre. That fibre absorbs excess water in the colon when your dog has the runs, and it adds soft bulk when they are straining. In my clinic, this is the first thing I tell panicked pet parents to try at 9 p.m. before driving to the emergency room. Add 1 to 4 tablespoons of plain canned pumpkin puree, depending on the size of your dog, directly into their dinner. But stop and listen to me, because this is a massive veterinary warning. You must buy 100% pure pumpkin puree. Read the label. If the ingredient list says pumpkin pie filling, put it back. Pumpkin pie filling is loaded with nutmeg, which is toxic to dogs in large amounts, and it is packed with sugar. Plain pumpkin only. 1 ingredient. That's it. Number 4, plain unsweetened yogurt and kefir for the gut. Your dog's digestive tract is home to trillions of bacteria. When the good bacteria outweigh the bad, their immune system is calm, their stool is firm, and their allergies go quiet. The absolute easiest way to pour good bacteria into their gut is plain unsweetened yogurt or milk kefir. Both are rich in live probiotic cultures. A spoonful on top of their dinner a few times a week can repopulate their microbiome in a matter of weeks. But please listen carefully, because this is another massive label scanning warning. Many yogurts today, especially the low sugar and diet yogurts, contain an artificial sweetener called xylitol, which is sometimes renamed on the label as birch sugar. Even a microscopic amount of xylitol causes a dog's liver to fail. Read the back of every container. If you see xylitol, if you see birch sugar, or if you see any artificial sweetener at all, put it back on the shelf. Only buy 100% plain, unsweetened yogurt with nothing added. Number 5. Sweet potato for sensitive stomachs and steady energy. Sweet potato is one of the most easily digested complex carbohydrates you can offer your dog. It is rich in vitamin A for eye health, vitamin B6 for healthy red blood cells, and slow-release fibre that steadies their blood sugar and keeps them full longer. For dogs with grain sensitivities, sweet potato is a beautiful alternative to wheat and corn. Peel it, cube it, boil it plain, mash it, and stir a spoonful into their meal. Cool it down before serving. Never add butter, salt, brown sugar, or marshmallowings. Yes, I have seen people try. Number 6. Unrefined coconut oil for hot spots, dry skin, and yeast. We use this one heavily in my clinic. Coconut oil is packed with a medium-chain fatty acid called lauric acid. Lauric acid is antibacterial, antifungal, and antiviral. It is naturally drawing heat out of inflamed tissue. For a flare-up on the surface, melt a half teaspoon between your fingers and massage it directly into a hot spot. It instantly cools the skin, kills surface bacteria, and if your dog licks it off, it is completely safe because it is highly nutritious. Inside the bowl, start with a 1/4 teaspoon per 10 pounds of body weight per day. Too much too fast will give your dog loose stool, so build up slowly. Size, and my friends, your dog is starting to look better on the outside, but if we want the change to actually last, we have to go deeper. Let's move into category 2, foods for the gut. Number 7, homemade bone broth for the gut lining and the joints. I cannot overstate how powerful a slow cooker full of bones can be for a sick dog. Bone broth is rich in collagen, glutamine, glycine, and gelatin. Glutamine is the exact amino acid your dog's intestinal cells use to repair themselves. If your dog has been on antibiotics, has had chronic diarrhea, or has food sensitivities, bone broth physically rebuilds the lining of their gut. It is also loaded with natural joint compounds that reduce inflammation in arthritic hips and elbows. Simmer plain beef or chicken bones in a slow cooker covered with water for 18 to 24 hours. Strain it, let it gel in the fridge, and pour a few tablespoons right over their kibble. But here is the vet warning. Never buy the pre-made human bone broth in the soup aisle of the grocery store. It is heavily seasoned with onion and garlic, and both are genuinely toxic to dogs. Always make yours at home. Plain water, plain bones. That is the rule. Number 8, cooked eggs for skin, coat, and complete protein. The egg is nature's perfect protein. The yolk is loaded with biotin, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and selenium. Biotin is one of the single most important nutrients for thick, healthy, glossy skin and a strong hair follicle. Cooking neutralizes a protein in the raw egg white called avidin that can otherwise bind to biotin and prevent absorption. 1 fully cooked scrambled egg or 1 hard-boiled egg, chopped and mixed into dinner 3 times a week, is a perfect dose. No oil, no salt, no butter, no cheese. Plain egg only. Number 9. Ginger for nausea and motion sickness. If your dog vomits in the car, drools the second you turn the engine on, or has a sensitive stomach after antibiotics, fresh ginger root is one of the oldest remedies on earth. Ginger contains gingerols and shogols, which calm the smooth muscle of the stomach and reduce the signal to vomit. Grate a tiny amount, no more than 1/8 of a teaspoon, for small dogs and up to 1/4 teaspoon for larger dogs, and stir it into their food about 30 minutes before a car ride. Do not give it to dogs on blood thinners and do not overdo it. Ginger is powerful. Number 10. Raw carrots for dental health, anxiety, and vitamin A. The act of crunching a whole, raw carrot physically scrapes plaque and tartar off a dog's teeth as they chew. It is nature's toothbrush. Carrots are also rich in beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, the exact vitamin needed for healthy skin, healthy night vision, and a strong immune system. For anxious dogs who lick and chew obsessively, give them a whole large frozen carrot at the end of the day. The crunching releases endorphins in their brain. The cold numbs hot, itchy gums, and it distracts them from whatever they were licking in the first place. 1 large carrot is enough. Watch them gnaw. Now, my friends, if your dog is 5 years old or older, or if they are a large breed who has started slowing down on stairs, this next category is the one you have been waiting for. Let's move to category 3, foods for joints and inflammation. Number 11, turmeric paste for joint pain and whole body inflammation. Turmeric is the most powerful natural anti-inflammatory spice on earth. Its active compound, curcumin, has been studied extensively for reducing joint pain, slowing the progression of degenerative disease, and even supporting the body against abnormal cell growth. The trick is, curcumin is poorly absorbed on its own. You need 2 things. Number 1, mix it with an unrefined fat like coconut oil or olive oil. Number 2, add a tiny pinch of black pepper. The piperine in black pepper increases the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. Combine 1/4 teaspoon of organic turmeric powder, 1/4 teaspoon of coconut oil, and a tiny pinch of black pepper into a paste. Give 1/4 teaspoon of this paste to small dogs, 1/2 teaspoon to medium dogs, and up to 1 full teaspoon to large dogs, mixed into their dinner daily. Avoid turmeric if your dog is on blood-thinning medication or if they have a known liver condition. Number 12. Sardines in water for omega-3s on a budget. If you cannot afford fresh salmon twice a week, canned sardines are the honest, practical answer. 1 small sardine is a massive dose of omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, vitamin B12, and calcium. Buy sardines packed in pure water only. Not oil, not tomato sauce, not salt. Pure water. Mash 1 sardine into their dinner twice a week. It will rebuild their skin, thicken their coat, and physically reduce the inflammation in their joints within 30 days. Number 13. Spinach for iron, muscles, and energy. Spinach is rich in iron, which carries oxygen to your dog's muscles. It is loaded with magnesium, which supports healthy nerve function, and it is packed with vitamin K, which helps their blood clot properly when they nick themselves on a walk. Steam a handful of fresh spinach, chop it finely, and stir a tablespoon into their dinner. Dogs do not need a lot, just a little, a few times a week. Now, my friends, we have covered skin, gut, and joints. For our final 4, we're going to focus on the most underrated part of dog health, their brain. Category 4, foods for anxiety, immunity, and cognitive health. Number 14, blueberries for the brain. Again, but this time as a calming antioxidant. I want to mention blueberries a second time because the antioxidant density is so powerful for senior dogs that I consider it the closest thing to canine brain food we have. Daily berries, frozen or fresh, in small doses, are a gentle, beautiful way to support cognitive health as they age. Number 15, watermelon for hydration and post-walk recovery. Watermelon is roughly 92% water. On a hot summer day, after a long walk, your dog loses water and electrolytes through their paw pads and through panting. A few cubes of cold, seedless watermelon replenish their hydration, their blood sugar, and their electrolytes all in one treat. But please listen to this warning. Remove every seed, remove the rind, The rind is tough, fibrous, and can cause an intestinal blockage. The seeds, if swallowed, can also clump and obstruct. Only feed the red flesh. A few cubes at a time. Perfect summer dog treat. Number 16. Raw honey for seasonal allergies, kennel cough, and wound healing. This is my final kitchen remedy, and it is one of my favourites. Local, raw, unfiltered honey contains microscopic traces of the local pollen your dog breathes in every day at the park. Eating that pollen in tiny daily doses is the exact same principle behind allergy shots for humans. It gently desensitizes their immune system to the local allergens, so their seasonal itching, sneezing, and ear infections calm down dramatically. A quarter teaspoon for small dogs, half a teaspoon for medium, and up to a full teaspoon for large dogs stirred into their breakfast is the working dose. But Dr. Tony, you knew this warning was coming. Honey must never be given to puppies under 1 year of age. Their immune systems are not mature enough. And honey can carry Clostridium botulinum spores, the bacteria responsible for botulism. Only adult dogs. Local, raw, unfiltered, real honey only. Well, my friends, we have covered an enormous amount of information today. Blueberries, salmon, pumpkin, yogurt, sweet potato, coconut oil, bone broth, eggs, ginger, carrots, turmeric, sardines, spinach, watermelon, and honey. 16 kitchen remedies that touch basically every system in your dog's body. I can already hear you whispering to your screen, Dr. Tony, you have just told me to throw 15 new foods at my dog. Do I put all of them in the bowl tomorrow? No, please do not. If you suddenly stack all 16 of these rich ingredients into their dinner tonight, I promise you, by 6 a.m, your dog will have the most unfortunate stomach upset in their life. The beauty of holistic nutrition is rotation. You do not eat the exact same foods every single day, and your dog should not either. Here is the golden rule. Every day when you pour their dry food, just pull out a small amount of kibble to make room and add exactly 3 things. You pick one skin and coat builder, like a spoonful of sardines or a cooked egg. You pick one gut helper, like a spoonful of plain pumpkin or a splash of bone broth. And you pick one anti-inflammatory, like a pinch of turmeric paste or a few frozen blueberries. That is it. 3 ingredients. You rotate them through the week. Monday might be salmon, pumpkin, and blueberries. Wednesday might be egg, yogurt, and turmeric. By the end of 2 weeks, you have cycled through almost everything without ever overwhelming their gut. It takes you literally 15 extra seconds a day to prepare. But if you stay consistent, I promise you will watch your dog's coat get glossier, their stool get firmer, their itching slow down, their joints loosen up, and their energy come back. My friends, being a pet parent is one of the most rewarding jobs in the world, but it can also feel helpless when you watch your dog suffer. The good news is, you do not have to feel helpless. By choosing real food, by rotating these 16 ingredients, by reading every label, and by protecting them from the toxic ones, you are proving, every single day, how deeply you love them. If this masterclass gave you hope today, and if you are ready to try some of these ingredients this week, please do me a huge favour and hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that this honest, holistic veterinary advice is worth protecting, and it helps our channel reach more dogs who need it. Make sure you hit subscribe so you never miss our next deep dive into your dog's health. And please leave me a comment down below right now. I want to know, which of these 16 foods is already sitting in your kitchen tonight? And which one are you going to add to your dog's bowl tomorrow morning? I try to read every single comment, and I love watching our community support each other. Give your sweet, beautiful dog a slow, gentle scratch behind the ears for Dr. Logan tonight. Stay safe, always trust your instincts, read every label, and I will see you all in the very next video.